Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today Friday, 20th of May 2016. This is Edward Das Tavasagayam Pillai with the highlights of today's English newspapers. As usual, we have three leading newspapers of Sri Lanka for the highlights: Daily Mirror, Daily News and Ceylon Today. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline of the Daily Mirror says, "Disaster looms as water levels rise dangerously. Kalani River water levels rise, threatening Colombo. 14 bodies of the 16 missing recovered in Bulatkohupitiya. Only a few body parts found in Aranayaka. Kolanava division worst affected in Colombo district." As water levels of the Kalani River continued to rise last afternoon, surpassing the catastrophic major flood level of 7 feet, the Colombo District Secretariat said yesterday that more than 173,000 people in the Colombo district were already affected due to floods that killed at least 3 people. Assistant District Secretary MMK Dilrukshi Balpola said the Kolanava division was the worst affected in the Colombo district, while several divisional areas like Colombo, Sidawaka, Timbirigas Yaya, Kotte, Kaduvala and Paduka were affected due to the floods triggered by the rise of water levels of the Kalani River. Meanwhile, the irrigation department said that the water level of the Kalani River was still on the rise and it would increase more if rains continued. The Disaster Management Center said that nearly 100,000 people in the Kolanava area were affected by the floods, while 30,000 in Colombo and around 14,000 people in Kaduvala were also affected. Another highlight says, Tajuddin killing, CID quiz SDIG Senanayaka. The Criminal Investigation Department yesterday recorded a statement from Anura Senanayaka, a former senior DIG of the Western Province, in connection with the death of Ragarite Wasim Tajuddin. Government declines to divulge FCID details. The management yesterday declined to divulge details such as names, professional and educational qualifications and experience of police officers serving in the Financial Crimes Investigation Division to Parliament because of an ongoing court case. Secondly, let's move to Daily News. The main headline of the Daily News also says about the disaster. Over 20,000 trapped in Colombo. Around 15,000 persons refused to leave homes. Over 125,000 removed to safe locations. 58 deaths. 414,627 people affected by floods, landslides. The Tri-Forces jointly with the Disaster Management Center personnel yesterday launched a massive operation in Kolanava, Vellampitiya and Kalaniya areas to rescue over 20,000 people trapped in major floods to hit the area in 25 years. The number of deaths caused by the inclement weather conditions have risen by 4. The toll now stands at 58. Disaster Management Center sources said. The number of missing persons now stands at 15, while 28 persons have been injured. Another highlight says, President, Prime Minister order immediate relief to flood victims. President Maithripala Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has informed the authorities to provide immediate relief to flood victims. Home Affairs Minister Vijira Abeyewardena, addressing a media briefing held at the UNB headquarters yesterday, said the President and the Prime Minister had advised authorities to fast-track relief work and rescue operations. As a result of this major disaster, leaves for all government workers have been cancelled. He also added that Monday would not be a holiday for the public sector. Another highlight says, Lankan cricketers honour landslide victims with black armbands. The Sri Lankan cricket team, which is currently playing England in the first test at Headingley, will pay tribute to all those who have lost their lives in landslides in Sri Lanka by wearing black armbands. We are so sad to hear about all the casualties and those who are affected, said Sri Lanka captain Angelo Matthews. Motorboats, purification tablets, equipment needed. Yapa tells diplomatic community. The country is experiencing the worst disaster situation experienced in the last 24 years, Disaster Management Minister Anura Priyadarshana Yapa told the diplomatic community yesterday. The minister highlighted the need for items such as motorboats, purification tablets and equipment to continue rescue and relief efforts. The minister, along with Health Minister Dr. Rajitha Senaratne and Foreign Minister Mangala Samaraweera, yesterday briefed the diplomatic community in Sri Lanka regarding the situation, as a number of countries have offered Sri Lanka assistance to deal with the situation. The Japan International Cooperation Agency promised to donate 2 Doppler radar aircraft and satellite images of the country to assess the situation regarding landslides in the country. finally, let's move to Ceylon Today. The main headline of the Ceylon Today says, Major threat endangers Colombo district. 100,000 displaced. Armed forces, police, 24-hour vigil, rescue ops. Island-wide 400,000 displaced. Johnston abused state funds. CIA BOC files 40 million rupees fraud case. The Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption yesterday filed legal action in the Magistrates Court in Colombo against former Minister of Cooperatives and Internal Trade Johnston Fernando for having misused a sum of 40 million rupees in state funds from 2010 to 2014 for his personal use. Preemptive precaution. Government schools closed today. Minister of Education Akhila Viraj Karyavasam said at a media briefing yesterday that all government schools island-wide will be closed today until further notice due to the dangers of inclement weather conditions across the country. The minister noted that the decision was taken in the interests of the safety of the students who would otherwise be exposed to flood and landslide-related dangers. Jaya re-elected as Chief Minister. For the first time in 32 years, Tamil Nadu has chosen to give a consecutive term to one party. Chief Minister Jayalalitha will remain exactly where she is according to clear trends from counting. There were no words in the dictionary, Ms. Jayalalitha said to describe her gratitude to the people of the state. I have no other interests in life except to work for the people of Tamil Nadu, the Chief Minister added. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. We will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan Newspaper Highlights.